Okay, time to do some more work on the 1956 International pickup truck. It's on a 2002 Escalade frame. And I have to apologize, it's been so long since our last update, but AJ and I have been busy over the summer doing all kinds of summer stuff, but now it's fall and it's getting colder. So we're going to start working on the truck again. I think about the only thing I've got done since the last update was that running board that AJ is sitting on. And I'll talk about that a little bit later on, but you can see it's nice and solid. Worked on there good. But today what we're going to work on is this transfer case. On a previous episode, you saw that we had modified an electrical shift transfer case to work in here. And I was a little bit worried it may not be that reliable, especially with the linkage I put on it. So I got a really good deal on an actual manual shift one.
That is a manual shift one.
This is the manual shift one, yeah. And so now, today what we're going to do is just tear it apart, see what it looks like on the inside. We've got all the bolts out of the casing. Haven't opened it up yet.
The shift linkage is right here.
It is right there. Yeah, that's where the shift linkage is. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to open it up and we're going to put this part in. And what that part does is it fixes the pump rub problem that these transfer cases were notorious for. What they do is they make a little hole right down the bottom of the case here. That's where the pump rubs, and then you lose all your fluid, and then your transfer case is shot. So we're going to put that thing in right there, yeah. So we're going to put that piece in there and hopefully make this into a good, reliable transfer case. To get this transfer case apart, we have to get inside this little hole here. There's a little rubber plug in there before, but inside there's a little snap ring. Can you move it with your finger, AJ? Reach inside and press that snap ring. Yeah, AJ's got his finger on it there. So we got to get in there with a pair of snap ring pliers, pry that apart and pull it out.
The snap ring's right here.
Yeah, it's right there, that snap ring, yeah. And also, too, we had to take the speedometer sensor out. If you don't take that out, it doesn't come apart. We found that out on the Escalade transfer case. We pulled it apart just to see
And it's
how it was all put together.
magnetic.
Yeah, it's magnetic, too. And that's what senses the pulses in there. So anyway, we'll get in there with
there's a metal plug down here.
yeah, I think we'll leave that one in. But we'll get in there with the snap ring plier, pry that out. AJ will hold the snap ring, and then I'll lift the case off, and then we'll take a look inside. Okay, we got the case off, and this one looks a whole lot better inside than the Escalade one did. We haven't touched anything yet, but you can see this magnet down in there. Just take this headlamps off so you can see a little bit better. And there's a little bit of metal filings on it, but not bad at all. So that all looks good. Looks pretty clean all over the place. I don't see any major issues. And then over here, AJ, I'll get you to hold this light for me, okay? You can shine it inside there. Yeah, this looks good too. Can you shine it over here, AJ, this part? Yeah, and this is why we're going to change things out. You can see right down in there, whoops, right down in that corner. That's where it wears and it leaks through. You can see that how it's worn already, but not nearly as bad as that other one was. And there's still some metal there, so I think we're pretty good with that. This little clip here, which is broken, that was supposed to protect the transfer case, but they break and they cause a problem. So we'll pull that off, and then what we'll do
Is that ring?
yeah, we'll set this thing in here. And this works like a snowshoe. It distributes that weight or the stress from the pump all the way around here. And that will keep this thing from wearing in the future.
That's the pump right up there.
Yeah, that's the pump right there. This thing here is these little sharp edges that cut through the case. This is made out of aluminum, I would guess, and this case is magnesium. And the magnesium wears a lot quicker. So anyway, we'll clean this whole thing up, get that in there, and then see if we can get this put back
It
together.
looks like it's broken right there.
A little dirt right there?
No, it's broken, it looks like.
Yeah, it's a casting issue there. I saw, oh, a little thing there, that's what you're pointing at, that little cutout?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why that's there. Must fit onto this pump somehow. But anyway, once that's in there, that should protect this thing. It's nice to see we got a good transfer case here.
There's a bearing right there.
There's a bearing right there, yep.
And now let's move up here.
Okay, you want to show them what's inside here? What's inside here?
There's a chain and two big gears.
Yeah.
That's the whole pump right here.
Yeah.
And normally
Where's the shifter?
right down there.
Can you shine a light in there so you can show them the shifter?
Yep, right down there.
Yeah, that big wheel thing turns.
Yep, and this toothed wheel.
Yeah, the tooth wheel, that's for the speedometer, right?
Yeah.
That's what the sensor rides on and senses those little pulses there.
Let's show them the sensor. It's on this side, right down here.
Yeah, that's where it goes in. You got it screwed in there just to keep it safe. Shine the light in the middle there so people can see it. Yeah, that's where that sensor is, and that's what senses those little grooves in that piece on there.
That toothed wheel.
Well, this transfer case has proven to be much more challenging to put back together than I thought it would be. I think this little piece that we put in here to prevent the pump rub is preventing this bearing from going up and grabbing in that little snap ring that goes in there. Yes, AJ?
Yeah, snap one's right here.
That's right. There's the snap ring in there, and that's got to grab in that bearing. And before, when we tried it just wouldn't do it. So we made a couple of modifications.
There's a bearing right here, too.
That's where the bearing is, yep. So we bent these tabs a little bit more. And I think what was happening before, the bend wasn't quite right. And this was sitting a little bit further over like that. And the bends were kind of at an angle, and that was preventing it from dropping all the way in. Because I dry fit this thing together without silicone on there, without RTV, and it did work. But now I'm going to put some silicone on it, try to put it back together again, and see if that will do it.
Here's the other transfer case.
And there's the other one. That's how the Escalade. And that's the one that AJ and I practiced on. And that one is only a single speed one. And that one went together really easy. But it had a lot more play in that bearing to lift it up. So I think that was the difference. Well, that worked. I was able to get the transfer case back together and that snap ring in there. Got the whole thing buttoned up. The little rubber plug is back in place. Speedometer, sensors back in. Bolts are all torqued to spec. So this hopefully will be good. I'll put it back in the truck when I take the body off. The body's going to come off one more time yet. I'm going to clean up the frame and paint it. That'll be a good time to put this transfer case in and work on the linkage at that time and get that all set up properly. I'd mentioned at the beginning of the video about that running board. I've only got the running board on the one side, so what I'm going to do is make a video of how I'm of the other side and how I mount it to the frame and what's required to get that running board fastened on there. So anyway, hopefully I'll have that out in the near future. Thanks for watching. Sorry it's been so long. Hopefully from here on forward I'll be a little bit more prompt with my videos.